Hello and welcome back everybody, my name is SynisterIncubus, but you can call me Sinister, and we're here doing something a little different. I'm going to show you my top favorite things to do within Filmora, which is my editing software for all my videos. So a lot of people will use this software because it's not like Premiere Pro where you have to pay month to month to month. You can actually buy the entire software. But I'm going to show you my top things that I love to do within Filmora, just so you guys can mock kind of my style of editing, and also you can kind of mock some things that you can do within Premiere Pro. It is a couple more steps. It's not as easy as Premiere Pro, but again, comes with a lower price tag. So let's dig in. So this is what it's going to look like when you first install Filmora. I believe I'm on Filmora 15. I started with Filmora 9, which is nuts. They've added so much. You guys can do a month-to-month pay if you wanted to, but I do recommend just buying the software because it's so worth it. You can move these tiles around if you like. You can move your project info over here or wherever. You can even unsnap it and minimize it so it's not there, this is how my layout usually looks. I like this a little more clean. I don't need to see my project settings. But let's start by importing a video here. Now that you got your videos uploaded within Filmora, what you're going to do is you're just going to start by dragging and dropping them down into the timeline. So I'm going to drag and drop my gameplay. Select your frame rate. Again, this is not for people who are not familiar with Filmora. Make sure you guys are kind of familiar with it. It's more for intermediate. I'm showing you guys my favorite tools to use. So if you don't know how to use Filmora, I either download it, mess around with the free version, or maybe go look up other videos. This is definitely not a how to use it completely. But I'm going to drag and drop my videos here. Select my frame rate. I did select a very large video, so I'm just going to cut this down for the sake of the video. So one of my first things I like to use, so both of these are going to have audio tracks attached to them. And what Premiere Pro, you put it in the timeline, and it's actually going to separate all your audio tracks, which is nice. I wish that Filmora would automatically do that. It doesn't, but it does give you the option to. So for those of you who don't know, we're going to do audio splitting. So if there's multiple channel audios, you want to right click and select audio track. See, these are all the audio tracks that are within this one video. So first off, you want to detach the audio track. So let's mute this one so you can hear it. Okay, you see that's like, I want my camera to have my camera audio, not the game. And that is so loud. I don't want the game audio to be in my camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click this one, go to audio track, and I can select which audio track I want it to be. So I don't know if I selected the right one. So no, that one's just a blank audio track, which is fine. If you know your audio tracks, which I don't, that helps. I'm going to try channel 2. Hello, Bob! It's been a while! Okay, you can hear there's no game audio, it's just me talking, so... Hello, Bob. I missed this game. Such a good game. Okay, so that means this is my mic audio. So you can rename this if you wanted to, which, I mean, just to keep it organized might not be a bad idea. So you can rename it, or I'm just going to change the color to orange and change the color here to orange. That way I know orange, orange. That's my mic. Okay, and then for this one, same thing. So you're going to want to detach the audio. And let's see where we're at. This one's muted right now. Or no, it's not. Okay. It was muted. Okay, so you can hear, but I want to mute my mic to make sure that my mic is not coming through. First video recorded in the new studio, other than they're not synced, but that's okay. The video is not synced. Again, we're not doing that. But you can hear my mic audio is coming through, so we're going to change this to a different audio track. We know 2 is probably my mic in live streams, so we know that. So audio track 3, game only. There it is. All right, so that's how you would do that to separate your audio tracks, which is awesome, without going through like Audacity or anything like that to separate your audio tracks and then re-importing them in and then syncing everything up. It's already synced with each video. You just need to sync the videos, which I used to do a 2 OBS instances where I recorded, and that's what causes the audio tracks to not be exactly in line with each other. So there's that. So that's my first one. I love doing the audio tracks. It does help out a lot to separate your audio tracks. Okay guys, we're moving on to my second favorite feature within Filmora, which is basically the green screen option. It's called human segmentation in your effects. So you're going to come in here and you're going to go to effects. You're going to find it, you can search it. It's a favorite of mine. As you can see, I got a little star here. And you just drag and drop it onto your video. So do above your video, do it on your video. And you can see it's automatically going to preset everything and cut out basically anything that it sees as a person, which is great. We're going to just shrink that down and say I'm right here in the corner. I like to refine it a little bit. So over here to the right side, you'll see you have all your video options. You go to effects, and human segmentation is the only one I have on here right now. So you can really change how it looks. Like you can change the edge feather, which it really like blurs. You can see it kind of blurs the edges a little bit, brings in some of that background. Also the thickness, so you can go a little whiter, or you don't want to do that. Click the little reset to reset it, and I always like to go a little bit more, and then I like to feather it just a hair, because I don't like that harsh edge, and I kind of like the little purple around. You can kind of see some of my background. I like that. So that's usually what I do. Human segmentation is awesome, and it's going to be crucial in future effects that I'm going to show you. It's actually a good segue into the next one, which is really cool. So what I like to do is I will overlap layers and kind of make it look like things are behind me. So let me show you how to do that. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm basically going to make a duplicate of my camera. So let's take a little snippet here. Snip there. Let's do like this. Snip there. And we're going to copy. And we're just going to move this up here. Go back to the beginning and paste. So now I have two layers. I know, silly. But this is very important. Okay? So with this top one, you want to do the human segmentation. And I know, you can't see anything, right? It's kind of the point. So now, let's look up, I don't know, some stickers. What do we got? What do we got here? A big old thanks. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, everybody. Okay, so you can see how that's... Hey, I was going to mute the audio. Okay, so you can see how it pops up, right? So we're going to move our camera up one more. We're going to extend this out. And if I play it, you'll see it's showing up behind me now. It looks seamless. I mean, you can't really tell because my background's still there. It's just I'm not. I'm cut out around me. So it is kind of a cool little effect you can do. And of course, if you select this, you can kind of move it up a little higher. You can make it smaller if you want. Whatever you want, And view again. And here we go. And that's what it's going to look like. It's going to show up behind me, which I do a lot in some of my videos. I'll have like some lettering behind me, which is really cool. All right, now that I've shown you some tricks on that part, there's more stuff you can do. So let's say I want to do a split screen. So usually in the game, I'll have like a smaller, like my camera's smaller, obviously, right? It's like up here. But let's say I want to do like a cross-cut transition. I don't know what you would call this really. So what I usually do is I'll take my camera and I'll put it to how I want it across the screen, right? Let's just get it positioned just right. So let's say like that's good. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a transition of a cross-cut right behind me, where you can still see some of my background, but you can also see me, but I'm poking out above my background. Okay, so I'm going to copy my camera. I'm going to paste the duplicate. Okay. So now now you have to do this after you position your camera where you want it. So because they have to be the same size. You don't want to try to adjust it manually. It'd be a pain. So for the top one, what you're going to do is go into effects and select your human segmentation. Again, you're not going to see much of a difference. So what we're going to do for the this bottom one here is we're going to do a image mask. So we're going to mask our image. So we're just going to drop that here on the second one. And you can see behind me, it's already cut out, but I'm still right here. But we're going to adjust this. We obviously I don't want a circle. I don't do a circle. So we're going to go into effects, and you can see there's a lot of different shapes you can use. My favorite one to use is the diamond. And once you select the diamond, you can change where you want it. So I obviously don't want it there. So we're going to go, I need to widen it a little bit. We need to change the height. Then we need to change the positioning. A little wider, because I do want it kind of cutting right behind me here. Wider, and then we'll go a little lower. Okay, so you can see this is still behind me, but I'm cut out. Okay, and then what I also will do is I will take this feathering and I'll feather the edge just a little bit. That might be a little much, but for demonstration purposes, I might do like a little blur like that. And you can see that the edge is like cut right here behind me, but I'm still above it. So that's another effect I love to do with the human segmentation. It's pretty awesome. Okay, now that we're back to square one, here's one more thing I love to do is the motion tracking. Now, there is a section on here called motion tracking, but it's not the same. So I'm going to show you what I do. I'm going to take a little snippet again of my camera. We will have to duplicate it again. Now, this is where things are a little different. I'm going to go ahead and hide this first one so I can see the under layer. Now that I've hid this layer, what I'm going to do is I can see the underneath. So we're going to go over here in our settings and we're going to flip it both ways. You want it mirrored and upside down. I know. So here, still in your settings here, you're going to go down to motion tracking. Now, so the reason motion tracking is a little different is because it'll put something on your image and it'll track it. But the problem is when you're trying to track your face, it doesn't work the same. And I'll show you a demonstration. Let's take this video, we'll go upside down, and let's try to do motion tracking of my video here. So let's do motion tracking. We're going to turn that on. Select my face. So now let's motion track. Okay, but if I select over here and link your element, if I do that and widen this up to have it track my face, you're going to see something wrong. It's moving the opposite direction of where I'm moving. It's not tracking my face. See, it's when I look up, it's going down. It's not exactly the effect I'm looking for. I want it to track my movements like the camera is moving with me. See, that's wrong. I don't like that. Now you can use that for other cinematic effects, but it's not what I'm going for here. So we're gonna hide this again. I'm gonna go into this one. Turn off motion tracking, which will it'll get rid of all the motion tracking that you did before. Very crucial to do this. You cannot flip your camera after the fact. It will not work. You have to clear it and do it all over again. So we're gonna go into here. Oh, turn that off, sorry. I just told you not to do this and I'm doing it. Flip your camera, rotate your camera. So it's upside down and backwards. Now do your motion tracking. Track wherever you want, which you're gonna say, I want my face, my pretty little face. Select motion tracking. And what this does is it's reversing it and flipping it upside down. So your ups are up and your downs are downs, your lefts are lefts, your rights are rights. And then you want to link the top one, which it will always try to link the one that's above it, which is kind of nice. And now you can see I'm right side up. Now if I get this a little bigger, which you can go even larger if you want, if you wanted to like really get a good close-up of my forehead zit. Okay. We like to have a little center, personally. And now you're gonna see it's going to track my actual movements correctly. Yeah, see? Now it's working right. There we go. And you'll see I'll go back and it'll actually follow me. Now, see, it's actually tracking me. Now, the video did cut. That's probably something I wouldn't do. You really have to have it positioned just right so you don't have the underlayer showing, but that's just going to come with practice. All right, and there you have it. There is my favorite effects to use within Filmora. Things you can do that Premiere Pro can do, probably a little easier, but again, that price tag's a little lower. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys want more how-tos in Filmora, let me know, because I would love to absolutely show you how to use this software, because it is really nice to use for editing, and it's definitely worth the money, so I recommend it highly. And I'm not a sponsor either. This video is not sponsored by Filmora. It's just I love this software so much, and I wanted to try something a little new, show you guys how I do stuff. And if you guys liked this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that lickety like button, ring that bell if you want notifications on when new content is up. And it is goodbye for now, but not goodbye forever. And my name is SynisterIncubus. You guys can call me Sinister, and until the next video, where I hope to see you all again. Bye!